What is up, guys? So this video I actually almost didn't publish, so let me explain just a little bit. I recorded this video, and right after I recorded it, the client and I were talking, and there's a few things that we're going to change based off of some feedback that he got on the designs that he was working for outside of the website, but it will affect what we were doing with the website. So right after I finished recording it, we decided, okay, we're gonna make some changes. So that was reason one why I almost didn't publish this one. But reason two is I struggled a lot in this video. So when I wanted to do this series, one of the main reasons why I wanted to do this series specifically with this project is because there was a lot of things that I saw that we could use CSS grid layouts for, and I really wanted to learn how to use those layouts because that's one thing that I have not had practice with lately. CSS grid, I just haven't had enough experience with it. I haven't learned it yet. So my goal with this project was to really help me learn it and get a better understanding of it, and know how to use it and when to use it. So that's what this project was. So with the combination of we were already going to change some things, and I was struggling a bit throughout this. I almost didn't post it, but I know I've had a couple other videos where it was a little more in depth like that, and it actually got a lot of good comments on it, and people liked it. You guys liked it. So I figured, why not? Why not just publish this out there and let you guys see me learning, and you can maybe learn something with me. So this video, yeah, it's kind of a tutorial because we're kind of going to be, moving through this series, but we're definitely going to be learning together in this one, I'm going to say. So, sorry ahead of time, but I hope you get something out of this video that you can use in another project. Next week, though, we are going to start on one of the other pages. So we are going to continue with this project, and then we're going to make some of those modifications on the back end. And then right after that, we'll go back to the home page, clean the home page up a little bit, and just finish all it up. So, but yeah, I think that's about it. This project isn't going to be a very long project as far as the front end development goes here. I don't think that's going to take that long. It's probably only going to take a couple more videos, but the home page was by far the most complicated page. But I think once we got to the end of it, we got something good there. It matches the design pretty close. I'm going to leave it off. We didn't completely finish it. I'm leaving it off there, but you'll see at the end, it gets close, but we are going to go back and we're going to change some things anyways on the design side of it. So we want to match his branding and make sure it's matching his design style and art direction for the rest of his brand. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into this extremely long, slightly painful video of me trying to figure out CSS grid for almost the first time. Alright, let's go. Alright guys, so I have the design up right here. Let's go ahead and open the terminal and start up our project real quick. We're gonna run bundle exec Jekyll serve. Just like that. Alright, now that we got that running, let's go ahead and open up our browser real quick and see if it's working. It is working. So this is what we've got. Definitely not what we need it to look like. So let's go ahead and let's open this up in Atom so we can start coding some home page up here. All right, that's looking good. Let's grab this and delete that. Let's pull up the design and see what we got to do. I'm going to turn this grid off for now. It's kind of annoying to sit there and look at, but okay. So I'm going to take a look at this, and I'm going to say let's have a wrapper here, and we can display it as grid This can just sit in the background, maybe. We'll see. But we've got his name here, another header. This is the navigation, and this is like the footer content. So this can be grouped together. This can be grouped together. And this, I'm not sure how we're going to do this yet, actually. I've never tried to do anything quite like that, but it should be pretty simple. Let's go ahead and start with a div. I'm just going to give it a class of home wrapper. Copy that. All right, and let's open up our Sass layouts. And we haven't put anything in there yet. Let's get rid of this from style though. We don't need anything in there, but I don't know. Is that gonna throw an error? I don't think so. Okay. Let's create a new file here, and we're gonna call this index.sass because it's for the index page in our layouts, and then we're gonna import that. So it's gonna be at import index. All right, and now we can go ahead and grab this class and give it some styles. So let's go with 100 viewport widths, and then height. We're just going to go 100 viewport heights. And let's see. Let's go ahead and we'll set the background to pink just for a moment. Make sure that's still working now. Okay, good, that's working. And then we can go ahead and work on adding our padding real quick. So let's see how much padding we need here. I'm going to make this the same all the way around. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's about 5. Oh, so it's about 100 on the left and right, and 50 on the top and bottom. So that should be simple. Let's go ahead and set padding. And we're going to do, I said top and bottom is going to be 50, and the left and right will be 100, just like that. And that should, all right, we need to change the box sizing. So box sizing, border box, and then this should stop scrolling. Good, okay. I'm going to get rid of this background pink. It's quite annoying. Let's see what we got to put in here. We need a footer. This will be a navigation, but it's not going to be the main nav, so I'm not really going to give it that HTML element. But we'll see what to do with that. All right, so let's come in here. We can add the footer though. All right, and inside of the footer, we're gonna have 2 sections. It looks like we're gonna have this first info section, and then we're gonna have the location. So this is gonna be like contact and location. So I'm gonna do another div here with a class of footer contact, and then let's do another class with footer location, just like that. Okay, so we're gonna have 2 anchor tags here, I believe. Yes, 2 anchor tags for these. All right, the first one is going to be the email. Second will be the phone number. All right, and then we'll do for the email, it'll just be mail to at his email, except I do actually want to change this a little bit. Let's come over here to our config file, and now that we have an email, let's go ahead and do that. And then we'll just pull in that variable. So for this and for this, it'll be site.email, and then that should work. So we should see the email here with the mail too. Yes. Yeah, you can see that down in the bottom left-hand corner there. Except it's not showing the email we put in there, and that is because we have to restart this server, which will just take a second. Refresh it, and this should change. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Let's go ahead, and I'm pretty sure it's telephone, just like that. Let me look that up. I actually don't use that too often. Anchor tag telephone. Okay. Yep, just like that. Okay. So one. Cool. That should do it. Yeah, I'm not gonna go ahead and call that right now, but that should be fine. And then we'll do that. Okay. Now we need the next section right here, which is the footer. And this is just going to be location, but we're going to do an href. I'm just not sure what I'm going to put in there just yet. But for now, we'll throw this into the actual text. And I'll break it here. That way we're following this similar layout. Let's go ahead and grab our footer contact. We don't need the config file open or that. Let's go over here. Footer contact. Let's see what that width actually is. If we group these together, it's about 336. So I'll do let's just do 336. 336 pixels. Display flex. Flex direction. Row. Justify content. Space between, and align items flex start. Let's see if that works. Not quite. What did we do wrong here? Let's see. Let's change this maybe. Alright, so that looks good. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to increase this just for a moment to make sure this is spaced properly. Whoops. Did not mean to do that. There we go. Okay, cool. Let's put this back to where that was. Row. Good. And let's go ahead and set the font style here for these anchor tags, which is going to be 13 pixels. So we're going to go all of the anchor tags here, font size of, let's do 13 divided by 16 rem. So that should give us the right size. Yep. And what do I want to do? I do want to take this out of the index here and put this in just like well, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and create a module called footer. That's exactly what this is for. Just like that. All right. Good, good. And let's pause for a second here and go get our fonts. Oh, I didn't import that. That's right. Whoops. Import footer. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and set up our fonts. So I'm gonna, let's see, where is my style here? Let's create a variable called font stack. And I'm gonna write Helvetica and then sans serif. That should be sufficient. Let's go to the body and go to font family, and I'm gonna call these the font stack variable that we just set. Alright, now let's go ahead and grab those colors that we're using throughout the site, and they're really simple. Honestly, I think the only ones that we should even set up as a variable is just going to be the black, the white, and the straight blue. So that's pretty straightforward. Let's go ahead and do that right now. Set black as 0000000. Set a variable for white as pure white. And then we'll set our blue as blue, which will be 0000FF. Good. All right. Now let's go ahead. We're going to say font size 100%. And let's see if this changes at all. Nope, it's going to use what we got right there. All right, I'm actually going to come up here and put Helvetica in quotes. And it's going to pull the Helvetica font from the system if the system has it. And then if it doesn't, it should just go straight to a sans serif font. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on now. The next thing we're going to need is a header and another header. So and I think that's the largest font that we're actually going to use. So we can go ahead and just set that up with an H1. H1. And I think we're using this as a variable right here. So I'm just going to grab that as a variable. So it's going to be site.title, just like that. And let's go over here. And then we're going to make another one that says visual communication. Okay. See what we got. Looking good. We can actually wrap these together. So I'm going to wrap it in a div and give it a class of hero. Nah, we'll just do index header. That should be fine. And let's close off the div. It looks like right, I didn't do that. Okay, there we go. That should be fine now. And then what else we got? We have the navigation here. So this, like I mentioned, it's going to be a little different. Let's go ahead and set this up in a UL. And let's give it a class of index navigation. And then we'll go in here and do a few list items. And inside of the list item, there's going to be an anchor tag. And then we can go ahead and start adding these in. So it's projects, information, education, and contact. So we've got 4. The first one is projects, information, education, and contact. So the contact one is very simple. We're just going to do that right there. That should do it. And then let's see. I think education's the one that goes, yeah, to another page. Okay. So let's go ahead and grab the URL of that page. There we go. Okay, and put this in here, but I want this to open up in a new tab. I don't want this to take them off of the site here. So this should work. Perfect. And then we've got these 2 pages, but those 2 pages don't exist yet. But I can tell you right now, this one is going to be information.html. And this one is going to be projects.html. But let's go to the front of these and add site.base URL, just like that. And so these are going to take you to a page that does not exist. All right. Now we've got a couple other elements on the screen here. We've got this circle, and then we have this line in the background. But that's really about it for everything for this desktop view of the home page. Let's go ahead and figure out how to add that in. All right, so I'm gonna come here and we'll put this, let's just go ahead and put this here between the UL and the, actually no, we'll put this above the UL there. And let's give this a class of circle. And then let's come over here to the index page. Let's do circle. And let's see if we can get this looking right. I'm going to do height of 100%. Let's see what the width is that we've got going here. That looks like 36 pixels. 36 pixels. All right, let's give it a border. 1 pixel solid, and then we'll pull in that variable black. All right, so there's our box. And let's add some border radius. Let's see if this works. I've never tried this before. That works. Okay, that was much easier than I thought it was going to be. Is that the right? Yeah, it's only 1 pixel wide. Okay. Good. Let's go ahead and set the home wrapper here to display grid. Okay. And we'll do grid template columns. Let's see. I'm going to set where is this at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So we're going to do 12. All right, let's see what this does. Okay. Let's go ahead and see if we can align these center. Align items center. All right. That's pretty good there. Now let's see where everything is going to sit. That's going to be a little different. Now we could, what's the easiest way to do this? We could set up rows as well. So let's see if we've got rows. We've got, that sits in the middle. So we've really got 1, 2, and I guess there would be a third one up here, and this will sit at the bottom. All right, let's see if we can do that. Template rows. Let's go 1FR, 1FR, 1FR. Okay. So we could name each one of these sections, And then we could go ahead and place them on the grid, or we could just grab each one of these and tell it where to go and where to stretch to. So let's see how that works. First, I want to take this circle, which we already have here, and let's see, grid, grid column start. Let's see, we want it on 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4. What's this do now? Okay, that pushed it over. Grid. Row. Start. 1. And then let's set the end. Whoops. To 3. That's not what I wanted. Oh, I think it does it by the lines. So it would be 0 and 2. No. All right, let's go ahead and actually like look at the inspect the code here so we can see where all of our items are lining up. So we need to stretch from 1 to 2, 3 to 4. Actually, that's what we need to do. So let's come to our code and stretch this out to 4 and refresh the page. That's not doing what we want. We want grid row start and grid row end to stretch it. 1, well, right, my bad. So that will be 1. There we go. Okay. I am very not familiar with CSS grid. I just started taking a look at it and trying to learn it, so forgive me for being slow and hopefully not extremely confusing. Okay, now let's go ahead and I want this to sit right here between 2 and 3. Okay, so let's grab, what is this called? Our index header. Let's see, grid row start. We're going to set that to 2. And that should bring it down. Okay, it did bring it down. We'll let that just sit there for a minute. We're going to take the footer. And let's see where we're going to stick that. It's all the way from 12, 11, 10, 9. So we'll try and get it over here near 9. And then we'll get the nav on 9 as well. Navigation. And we can use the footer. And we'll say grid column start on these. Let's try 9. All right. It's got that all the way over there. But now we need to shift this all down. So let's go ahead and put this on 1, 2. And then we'll put this on 3. Okay. We're learning together. Oh, that's supposed to be row, my bad. Two. And then footer. There. Okay, we got that kind of set up right there. That's lining up well. Let's see. It doesn't fall apart too much. Not really at all, honestly. That's not bad. Okay, so the next thing we got here is the line, but we're going to wait on that for a little bit. Let's go ahead and style our H1s, our navigation items, and then we already sort of styled these, so we'll come to those in a minute. Let's go to our style.sass, and I'm going to grab the H1, and we're going to do a font size of, let's say, it's 24 divided by 16, so 1.5 rem. Just like that. Get that going, looking good. Let's set the font weight to normal. Good. Okay, and then I'm actually gonna go back to our index page here and wrap this in a bold. And then let's go to our style.sass and let's write. For bold, I am going to set the font weight to bold, and then we should have this should become bold and this should stay how it is. Okay, good, it does. I like it. I don't want that to wrap though, but we'll worry about that in a moment again, like I just said. Let's go ahead and get started on those. Pull this up. They are 18 pixels. So let's see, what did we call them? Index, navigation, li, and then anchor tags. Index, navigation, li, anchor tag. The font size for that is 18 divided by 16, which is going to be 1.125. So font size, rem, and then font weight for this will be normal. Okay, let's go ahead and remove our decoration. And let's get rid of the list styling. All right, let's see what the padding or margin will be between these. Let's just do 1, 2, so 16. So let's just apply it to the top. Margin, top, 16 pixels. All right. And I think what we're going to have to do here, which is going to screw this up a little bit, we need a line to be right in the dead center of this page. So I think we're going to have to add another row to this so that we can get a line there. Let's take a look. Yeah, so now we have a line here. So this we can shift down, this we can shift down, and this we can shift down. So it should be a matter of just increasing these numbers. And then the footer will go to 4. All right. The circle, though, does need to end on 5 now. All right. And then it looks like it's centering it between the two, but I don't want it to do that. I want it to be sucked right up to the top. So let me see. I think this is what we had assigned to it that's doing that. Okay, it is. Now, however, we're going to have to compensate for that space there, because we want this to sit above and this to sit below. Now what we could do is we could break this out, and I think we might want to do that actually, and we'll just pull this to sit right here, and then we'll pull this to sit right underneath the line. That might work. I'm going to remove that for now. Let's go ahead and, well, actually, let's see if we can configure this to do something else. We have our header. Let's grab the first one here. First child. Let's go grid row start to see if that does anything. No, it's just going to suck the whole thing up. Okay. Let's try this, see if this would pull it up. Needs to be negative. It does, okay, so we can figure out what that'll be. That actually looks pretty good and centered right there. This, it looks like the UL has, or what is it? Let's see what it is. The UL has some margins. Let's remove that margin real quick. Margin 0. And then that's sitting right where that needs to be. And then this will need to shift down some so we can apply some margin to that. I'll say margin top. Let's just do 50 pixels and see what that does. Okay. So that's not bad. We could break this up so that one sits here and one sits there, which I think is gonna make this flow a little better. But again, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't think that makes sense to do. Let's go ahead and just shift the footer from 4 to 6 and see what that does. Sorry, not what I wanted. Shift this from 9 to 10. All right, that's not bad. That's much closer to the actual designed page. All right, now let's go ahead and stop this from wrapping real quick. I'm gonna go to, oh, I don't want to do that there. I'll do it in the header. Let's do white space, no wrap. There we go. Let's push everything over just a little bit, but it is where it needs to be. So that looks pretty good. Now we do need to get that line across the center here. So let's figure out what the best way is to do that. I think we could add, let's see, we could actually add a display of, oh, not a display, sorry. Let's add a position relative. And then for this, we can add a before, and we'll write content. And then we can go ahead and add position absolute, width 100%, height 1 pixel, background, we'll give it the variable of black. All right, so we got that right there. And then now we actually need it to stay. I don't think it goes all the way. Yeah, it ends right there. So we'll add margin of 0 and 100 pixels. All right, so that gets that set in. Let's change this to box sizing, sorry. No. Okay, an easier way to do this will be, we're going to set the left to 100 pixels and we'll set the right to 100 pixels. And then I think we should be able to set the top to 50%, but let's do calc and do 50% minus half a pixel. There. All right, we got that sitting right there. Except why is this still? Can we just do this? There we go. Okay. Good. That's good. That's pretty much exactly what we wanted to do there. Let's change the colors of these to be black. We don't want that. And we didn't have to add any more HTML just to do that. Navigation, let's do font. Decoration, no. Color, let's set that to black. And text decoration we'll set to none. All right, and then hover though. So when this hovers, let's set the color to our blue variable, and then it should look just like that. All right, cool. And then I want to do the same thing for these as well. That should work, kind of. We don't need to change the font size or the font weight, that's why. Okay. Text decoration looking good. All right. That was pretty freaking hectic, but it looks like we're getting it there. It works this way. Obviously it breaks right there, but we're gonna change that with a media query. And this does. Okay, so that is a problem though. This kind of works, but it doesn't. So I have a feeling what we really need to do here is we need to break these two out from being grouped together, and then we need to align them both to this same line that they're aligned to right now, but align one to the start. And then, well, actually we'll need to align this one to here at start, and then align this one to the line above it at end, and that should push it here, and then it should keep them exactly where they need to go. All right. Let's see if we can't get that done and figure this junk out. So we got index header. Looks like this is the only styling we're giving to it, which isn't much. So let's go ahead and we'll break this out. Delete that. And we'll give these to a class. Index. Whoops. Title, and then tagline. Sounds fine. Index title and index tagline. That should work. We'll get rid of that. And this as well. index title needs to be aligned to line 2, whereas index tagline needs to be aligned to 3. Alright, so that's almost good. This just needs to be down at the bottom. So align self and there we go. Okay, so now, whoops, where's this at? Now that's staying there for the most part. It's getting pushed and messed up once we get to here. Granted, it's a very not typical way that the browser would move, so I don't know if we need to worry about that quite that much as of yet. It's definitely something I do want to be aware of and make sure that we get working properly though. I think this will be good for right now. Let's go ahead and pull up the design again. We actually do want to underline that, so let me go back here and text decoration, underline. Where's the other one? Here it is. All right, cool. And this should just go out to another link. Yep. Alrighty. Let's see if we can find what's happening or see what this looks like when this is shrinking. When does it start to break? Right around there. So what exactly is it that's breaking here? Is it... It really just looks like it's the line once it gets to a certain point. So I wonder, can we just align this to that line? That might be possible. So let's go ahead and we'll change that. And then maybe let's see, grid, row, start 5. Well, no, like 3, maybe. Huh, did that work? I'll actually be surprised if that worked. It's not shrinking. Okay. Wow, that actually worked. All right, so the circle is stretching. So we could set a minimum height that box can be. Because otherwise it's just going to keep getting pushed up like that. I don't know if we need to worry about that right now. It's not that important. But this whole horizontal thing is kind of important. We got to take a look at that. All right, so it looks like it's going to remove the tagline and it's going to shift the text over to here. All right, and this is going to sit over there. So we can we'll change this up with the media query. Let me copy all this. Let's actually copy this whole thing. So at media screen and max width. Let's do something like 800 pixels. I'll come in here, paste this here. And what do we want to do? Well, first let's remove this junk code there. And we'll remove it from here too. Alright, so we want to decrease the amount of this. Let's probably just cut it in half for now. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right. Okay, there's a lot that's gonna have to change here. Let's make sure that that's working though. Looks like it. So it should be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At media screen and max width. Is that not changing for some reason? I am not sure. Let's bring it down to 1FR. Yeah, I'm not sure why that's not working. I wonder though. Does what we have... Oh, you know, it looks like it's... I don't even know how that's doing that. That's so weird. All right. Anyways, let's change this up a little bit then. Let's go ahead and grab our index tagline because that's got to go. Here. And let's do display of none. Make sure the media query is working at least. Okay, see, that's gone. All right. Don't really know what happened there. Let's go ahead and change this. Padding is going to go down to 16 on the left and right, and then like 30 on the top and bottom. I said padding, I think I meant margin. No, padding. All right, that's what we're using. Padding top and bottom, let's go to 30, and then here let's go to 16. And let's go ahead and see what that did. All right. We do need to change. And you know what? Another thing I think we could do, instead of having this be left and right, I bet we could even have it start on the right lines. So grid column start 1, and let's see how many lines we have. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so we should be able to do grid column end on 13. Or maybe not. Okay. What if we take this off? No, it needs to come out of the flow. We could maybe do fixed. I don't know. What if it's absolute, but we still have to say width be 100%. Ooh, that looks like it worked right there. Alright, all the way up until it breaks. But that's because we have that old code right there. So we can, let's just completely remove that then. Refresh and shrink it up. Alright. It looks like it's working, other than the fact that that gets pushed completely off to the side. And that's because it's going to things we don't have anymore. So let's see if we can figure this one out. Let's bring it down to 5 here. That's at none. Let's go to bring up the inspector and set it to iPhone X. Alright, that reminds me, what we need to do is go to our header. We haven't even done this yet. Alright, so we need meta name viewports. We're gonna go content width equals device width initial. That's not how you spell width. width. Alright, and we're gonna go initial scale equals 1.0. Maximum scale equals 2.0, and then viewports fit cover. Alright, there we go. I shouldn't have messed up anything here. I didn't think so. Okay. Now we've got to align all of this stuff differently. Let's see. Where is our index? Right here. After the break, let's do index tagline, grid, column, start. Let's see what we need. How many? We've got 1, 2, 3. I don't know if I just can't see the rest or what. All right. Let's go ahead and set that to 3 then. And then we should be able to set the circle to grid column start 1. I think that might work. All right, that flopped them there. Okay. Can we grab our footer? Our footer is right here. Footer sass, we added this here. That's okay. Well, we can actually get rid of this then and align it. Let's see where everything is sitting. All right, we could align that center. So we'll say align self center. There we go. Okay. Now we got rid of that funky margin thing. I don't know why that is open. What else can we do here now? We can get rid of that width thing. And let's just completely get rid of that. And that's what it's doing now. But we're going to want that to wrap and break. So we'll put that back here. And let's go grab our media query that we had. And then this. We'll go in here. This can be auto, and then row would become column, and then that should break. Yes, that broke. But now we do need to add some space in between the two. So let me go ahead and see how much space we need there. Alright, it looks like 16 pixels. And then what do we have inside of that footer contact? So let's grab the footer contact and we'll just say margin bottom 16 pixels. Well, I'll do 1 rem. Alright, got that spaced out there. Now I don't want that starting so far over. I would rather this start nearer where that is, but I still feel like that's not the right spot. So maybe we can set this to 4. Oh, well, sorry. That's gone. No wonder that's not working. Oh, man. I am blind and tired. Index title. That will sit there. Okay, that makes a bit more sense. So this should start at 2. Okay, then we can shift the title to 4. Okay, and then we can shift the footer. Where's the footer at here? Footer. This can just become column. And we'll do that. Okay, but now we also need the navigation. Let me look at the design again. This is, yeah, it's all on the same line. Navigation. Right here. Index nav. Let's grab that. Place it in here. Move that. And we'll set that to... Actually, I'll copy this down here just like that. And then we'll copy this down here as well. Just gonna reorder this. Then we'll remove that because they're all on the same column start. Just like that. Okay. Alright, so that breaks a little too soon. Or, well, I mean, if we reduce that padding a little bit, and that line still is messed up, so let's grab, where is it at? Here, the before. Alright. And we'll start adjusting this till it lines up properly. End, sorry, not start, end. That looks right. Okay. All right. And then we can adjust the height of this to actually be, sorry, not the height of that, the height of the circle at that point. I think it can be, what is that, like a third? Close to, we'll do like 35%. Height can be 35 viewport heights. See how that looks. Okay. Or maybe if we even just translate or transform scale 3 of what it was. That kind of works. Don't think it needs to be quite that small. I feel like that might be a little too much distance in between them, though. I don't know, it's hard to judge with the grid on. It's not bad. And then I think if we shrink this up, that should work pretty decently up until there. All right, see, now that's another thing I think we can do. I'm not sure what that allows us to do. We might be able to rethink how we're positioning the circle, actually. Grid column start. No, I think that might be fine for now. We'll leave that for now. We'll probably end up changing it, to be honest. And I think we're gonna need to change this padding sooner. So we'll go at, copy this. Let's just do 850. We'll do padding at that point can be 40 pixels. And then 50 pixels. On this. All right, I think I'm gonna wrap that one up for here for right now. We'll come back and pick this up later, and maybe we'll get a little farther, a little faster. But I mean, I think this was interesting. It looks like it's supposed to. My biggest complaint is the code is not anywhere near as clean as I like writing it. But it's something new for me, so I think it's cool. I think it's a neat thing to have tried out and started learning with that CSS grid. But anyways, we'll pick this back up in the next one. Alright guys, that's it for this video. So like I said in the beginning of it, we didn't finish the homepage, which I wasn't really planning to do anyways to begin with, because I wasn't sure how long it was going to take. It's kind of a complicated page. I mean, at least it is for me right now, because I've really never used CSS Grid. I've only used it one other time that I'm aware of, and it was for something very simple, like just setting a grid with 1, 2, 3 columns and then just letting the rows be as many as it needed to. So anyways, I'm glad we got to play around with this and set it up and try and use it. However, like I said, we are changing a few things in the background, so we'll pick up on another page in the next video, probably the projects page where we list out all of the projects. I think that's going to be a much easier one, so we can kind of take a breather from this mess, and then we'll come back and we will finish this up and make the home page look better, make it, well, I mean, it looks very close to the design now, but there's a few responsive things that we need to fix for sure. But like I said, it's minor changes. But anyways, I hope you guys learned something from this video. If you learned something, anything, please give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below. Let me know if you have any questions or comments or instructions. If you know CSS Grid better than I do, comment down below what we did wrong and maybe we can fix that. I'd appreciate that. So anyways, I hope you guys like this video. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. And if you like the content that I'm creating on this channel, head on over to my Patreon account at patreon.com/Zachary Newton. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next one.